Good evening and welcome to day 3 of the PDC World Darts Championship. It sees a double header of darts. Tonight we've got players from Sweden, the Bahamas, Germany, China, England, Scotland and the Netherlands all in action as the battle to become the world champion intensifies. Already today we've had 4 cracking ties. Here's how the afternoon session unfolded live on talkSPORT 2.
Well, he has gone for the ball. Now he's gone for another ball. Not it, it's once tops.
Against tops. Luke Woodhouse, out to ball, tops, and he has knocked out the World Grand Prix champion Mike De Decker.
3 darts at to finish this off quickly before there's any more trouble.
Well, he had to attack it, Levenhouse, and he was inside, so 2-10 for the match. Is pinned by Ryan Joyce, and Relentless is through to round 2.
For the match set for Dukes, double 10, doesn't want to come inside it. And doesn't. Kevin Dukes takes care of business here. Warm embrace with Norlin van Leuven.
Second dart is a lot closer. He's got 1 left to win the match, and that's the one that gets him over the line. In his debut year as a PDC Tour card holder, James Hurrell has won in his debut match at Alexandra Palace. The former England captain and former WDF #1. Hillbilly Hurrell has won by 3 sets to 0.
Yeah, good evening and welcome to the Alexandra Palace here in London. I'm Mark Wilson alongside former PDC stars Chris Mason and Paul Nicholson, and we'll be taking you through all the darting drama tonight along with Ian Danter. We lost our second seed this afternoon. Mike De Decker, the World Grand Prix champion, dumped out by Luke Woodhouse. Wins for Ryan Joyce, Kevin Dukes and James Hurrell. We'll have a look back at the action and look ahead to tonight's offerings as well. Nico, Mace, hope you're both well. Nico, I'll start with you. Mike De Decker dumped out by Luke Woodhouse, who played pretty well.
Yeah, Woodhouse took advantage of a slow start from De Decker. He kept his foot not firmly on the gas, but just enough to win a best of 5 set match. There was only a small period of that game where De Decker was playing the way he can. He'll be bitterly disappointed that he's eliminated at this stage, but I think when the dust settles over the next 3 or 4 weeks, he'll be very proud of his 2024. But I think a lot of the chatter over the last couple of hours has been, does that mean he's not in the Premier League? I don't think he ever was.
Okay, interesting. Macy's, well, the Premier League chat starts early. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm with Nico. If he'd have had a good run here, maybe there would have been a case, because there's a lot of players that potentially come that period post World Championships when all the money comes off that are not necessarily ranked high enough. They may be respected, or they're the players that you would expect there, but there's players in front of them, and I sort of give De Decker a bit of a shout. He ticks all the boxes, but going out for first round for him, second round in the tournament, to Luke Woodhouse completely eliminates him from any Premier League chat, and for me he was really disappointed.
Yeah, he was. Completely agree with that one. We'll have a look ahead to tonight's action as well. We've got a busy night of darts ahead, so let's get the very latest odds with William Hill.
In the Zone on talkSPORT 2 with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Good evening, Lee Phelps. Lee, are you well? Looking forward to a busy night of the darts.
Yeah, certainly am. Yeah, like just getting into the flow of it, isn't it, over the last few nights? But brilliant to have it back. And yeah, there's some intriguing matches coming up over the next few nights. Obviously, no changes to any of the outrights just yet. But yeah, looking forward to tonight. You guys got a few ideas on what's going to happen tonight?
Mace has always got an idea. Not always good ones.
Loads of ideas.
Yeah, I know.
I had loads of ideas this afternoon until De Decker didn't turn up. But he was the only one that listen, they all sort of pick themselves in terms of winners. We're always looking for a bit of extra value, which is why I was interested in not just the winner, but if they're going to win the match, you'd expect them to have the most 180s more often than not. That's the case.
You read my mind really. Looking at especially the first couple of matches, De Graaf against Sweeting. I mean, 1-33 Jeffrey De Graaf, 12-1 Rashad Sweeting. Obviously, it's a history making tonight, but that's one where I totally agree with you. I think the over, the most 180s, the highest checkout, and the win for De Graaf. That's 4-6, but it has to go in. It has to be the first part of a of a 4-timer here. I was interested to see that in the second match. Same bet again. I think, the same thing will happen. You just have to look at, Jojo Zhang's not in the same level as Ricardo Pacheco, and that's 11-8 the match treble on that one. The second two matches maybe a little tougher in terms of picking out the value, I guess. But I think Sherrick's got it all on to get through this. She's 3-1, Maker's 4-1 on to win this. So I was looking at how we can get around that and get a bit of value. I think minus 1.5 is probably the bet for Ryan here. I think he'll get the job done. I mean, I know Fallon's been saying she's had a few health problems recently as well. I think it's a lot on for her to get through this. That's 6-10, and in that final match, I mean, this is a cracker. I think Peter Wright versus Wesley Plezier. I mean, you look at the recent form, and obviously Wright's been so bang out of form. And actually, you look at his opponent tonight, and despite being way down in the world rankings compared to Wright, he's 6-5 versus 4-6 Wright. I think this is going to be a close one. Played each other not long ago, didn't they? I think it finished 6-4 to Plezier, so it went pretty long. I'm going over 4.5 sets in this one, Wright versus Plezier, and that's 13-8. So that 4-timer comes out at 15.5-1, which I think it's got a chance.
Good stuff.
Yeah. A lot of that I agree with. I mean, there's some odds compilers are making De Graaf 80-1 on, which you can't get involved in. I'm all over that bet with you. Rashad is playing at nowhere near a level to De Graaf. If he wins a couple of legs in that match, I'll be surprised. So I'm with you, that king of the hockey bet where most 180s win match, highest finish. What I've done with the Petrescu game against Zhang actually played very well in winning the Chinese Premier League, averaged nearly 89 in the process across the entirety of that. So I think he may get a set. So I think there could be a lot of legs in this match, and I found a little bet over 1.500 plus checkouts. And I think that's an interesting bet, because if it goes long, I think both of them have the potential to take a 1-2-1 out or a 1-12 out or anything in that kind of number that only needs one treble in the combination. Ryan Meikle, strong favourite, but I think Fallon may get a set out of this. If not, she may get 4 or 5 legs in the entirety of the match, and she does hit a lot of 180s. She's not had enough hockey time for me, but it's a bit like boxing. The last thing you lose is the ability to punch. Well, as a dart player, the last thing you lose is the ability to hit 180s. For Fallon to have over 2.5 180s, I found a bet of around 4-6. And I wasn't impressed with Plezier. I've never been impressed with him on television when he's under the lights. And I know Peter Wright's form's horrendous, but if he's got a 91, 92 average in him, I think he could pull off a bit of a surprise. I think he might, and it shouldn't be a surprise. He's a 2-time world champion. But I think he may just still have enough in the locker just to get over the line against Plezier.
Who are you going for, Lee, in that last game? Peter Wright?
Interest. Yeah, I go with Wright, but I think it'll be tight. I think it'll go the distance. I just think their averages, and I completely take what you say about them being under the lights. I get that, and it is a different world. If he can get through that, the averages are fairly similar. I know that different levels, but I think Wright will edge it. But I can't be backing him at odds on. Interestingly, on the Sherrick match, we have enhanced that Sherrick to have the most 180s in the match. Was 2-1, been enhanced out to 5-2 as well. So actually, Fallon's enhanced from 3-1 to 7-2 to win the match. But I'd rather go on the most 180s in there, enhanced out to 5-2.
Agreed.
Good stuff. Thank you, Lee. Those were the very latest thoughts. All thanks to William Hill. 18 plus. BigGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on talkSPORT 2 with William Hill. 18 plus. GambleAware.org.
Now, Mason and I were at odds with Wright and Plezier, so where are you going, Nico? You can be the voice of reason on this one.
That'll be a first time for everything. Well, I've just seen Peter Wright. He's obviously quite relaxed. He's been here and done it plenty of times. I think because knowing Peter as well as we do, he'll be ready for this. Whatever he uses when it comes to equipment, I think he'll be ready for this. He's had a nice break just coming into this. He will feel fresh, and sometimes we forget that that's a good thing for him, because the last 10 years have been really, really busy. And Plezier was very, very nervous in that first game.
He was, wasn't he? It was almost too bad to be true, I thought.
Correct.
And if you're nervous in an environment like that, when you're playing a guy that's a 2-time champion,
it was his debut, though, Mace. It was his debut here.
Yeah, but he's not inexperienced. he's played under the lights before, and every time I've seen him play,
you're not having him, mate. You're not having him.
I'm not having him. I'm not. I've watched him on the floor, and you look at him and you go, "Wow, this guy's a player." Listen, you can make excuses for 1 or 2 games, but if you don't settle early under the lights, someone with the experience of Peter Wright will sense that early, and he'll make it uncomfortable, Nico, won't he?
That's exactly right. Because when he was playing Rousset as a motor, he was a greenhorn as well. He was going up there with no World Championship experience, in fact, a lot less experience than Wesley. But when you're up against someone who has won this tournament twice and has played in so many great matches here, right, he will be like a snake. He will sense everything, and he will have him for breakfast if he feels any nerves.
Yeah, he'll smell it, and I'd love to say it was because Asamoah was averaging 95, but he wasn't. It was 79. It was absolutely ordinary, and that was enough to put Wesley in ribbons. And I'm with Nico. Wright's had a lot of time out. He's had a chance to probably, for the first time in many years, actually go away and go, right, let's nail this down. Let's get the right equipment. Let's prepare properly. He don't know how many chances he's got left. And that's another danger for me.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
There's another thing as well. A lot of the time over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of things going on in the background. His wife Jo is healthy. She's lost weight. She looks great. That is confidence for both of them. She's in the building tonight. He's become a granddad recently. That's made him really happy. I think Snakebite could put on a show if he's in the right mood.
Okay, winner of that one does go on to face Jermaine Watchalong.
I remember if he, I don't think either of those beat Watchalong. But if Wright does win, you owe me 50p, and
we did have a friendly.
I'll be chasing you down for that money.
Okay, no problem. Right, we have got 4 great games coming up tonight. Rashad Sweeting, bit of a story here. Nico obviously is qualified from the Caribbean and the Latin side of the tour.
And me and Nico are going out there next year for research purposes to watch that tour.
Yeah, I've got to speak to Peter Cetera from Championship Darts Circuit about that again this year. I can't believe he didn't allow us to go to Chile.
First man ever from the Bahamas, so a bit of history coming up tonight.
Yeah, it's brilliant because it shows that the affiliate systems around the world, they are going to new territories, they're going to new countries. I mean, Rashad just being here is a win for that part of the world. But him winning legs on this stage tonight, that's a win for him.
And it will inspire people, Nico, to take up the sport, won't it?
Absolutely, and that's the problem. In that part of the world where he's from, he's not got great competition, but boy, has he got some tonight.
Good stuff. Well, a busy night ahead. Mason Dancer will be with you for Game 2 tonight. Ricardo Pietreczko against Zhao Chen Zong. And the final game, Peter Wright against Wesley Plaza. Can't wait to hear Mace calling home the winning double for Big Wesley. We'll have a look at that one later. Right, John McDonald is on the stage. Let's join him.
You've joined us live on Sky Sports from the Alexandra Palace, London. First round action of the Paddy Power World Darts Championship, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players. And for their very first time in their history, a player from the Bahamas will join us. So ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome, making his TV and World Championship debut, the Candyman, Rashad Sweeting.
What a moment for Rashad Sweeting as he makes his way up. Not sure he knows which way he's going to get on the stage. He's not been here before, we'll forgive him that, but he got a lovely ovation there when announced on. The blue and yellow coloured dart shirt with a big smiley face on the back, and I'm sure inside he'll have a big smiley face as well.
Yeah, he looks a little bit nervous on the stage right now, but things are about to get very real as he takes on Sweden's Jeffrey de Graaf.
Baltic champion, ladies and gentlemen, making his 4th appearance, would you please welcome Jeffrey de Graaf!
Jeffrey de Graaf, originally from the Netherlands, now lives in and represents Sweden. Reached the Players' Championship final in May this year, breakthrough moment for him. His 4th successive World Championship appearance as well. He's a big favourite to win tonight. So he's got to take care of his end of the bargain here. You mentioned Rashad, he did look very nervous, didn't he? I mean, this is, you mentioned he's won in Chile, and it's a bit different to the Alexandra Palace, isn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit. When you step out here for the very first time and you've never played anything like this before, this place will look so big. But what I heard earlier from James Hurrell, who played and won the first game of the afternoon session, he played at many different places around the world before coming here, and he said, actually, this place doesn't look as big as it does on the cameras. So he built it up in his own mind to be bigger, and I think that helped him to feel at home on the stage earlier today. But de Graaf from Sweden, 34 years of age, he's won in a few different countries this year as well, as the Nordic and Baltic Tour #1. That's why he's here. He will see this as a favourable draw, but can you imagine if the person from the Bahamas, same age as Jeffrey, if he was to pull off the shot tonight, this would be right up there.
Well, I think he's going to get the support of the neutrals in here tonight, of which that is probably the majority of the crowd. They're going to get behind the underdog, and he is the underdog, we can't deny that. First of 4 tonight, Ricardo Pietreczko against Zhao Chen Zong, Ram Meikle against Fallon Sherrock, and Peter Wright Wesley plays here, all to come tonight. Gary Anderson will be awaiting the winner of this one. Two-time champion. Warm embrace between the two players. Then race to 3 sets, 3 legs needed to win a set. Jeffrey de Graaf will have the throw in the opening leg here, and it is going to be interesting just to see how Rashad deals with it. Well, 140 to open things up for de Graaf, and here we get our first look at the man from the Bahamas.
Yeah, throwing a dart that has a nice big dent in the middle. It's what we call a scallop in the engineering department of darts. Gets the darts to land very flat. But Jeffrey, heading 2 treble 20s here, make that 3. He's off to a flyer here on talkSPORT 2 tonight, leaving 181 after 6 darts. And already, Rashad Sweeting is thinking, what am I up against here?
Yeah, it's going to be a step up. And he would have been hoping that de Graaf would have made a slow start. Far from it. That's a happy accident as he hits 61. Treble 7, so he's left 120 that we saw Noelin van Leuven knock out a couple of times early on. Just going back to that game, 60. Paul, earlier on, as de Graaf needs 120 to win the opening leg, 356 for Sweeting. Can he take it out here? Needs a treble. Doesn't find it. Just going back to that Noelin van Leuven game, Paul played really well, but that 3rd leg of the 2nd set when she missed 10 darts at a double, I think she wins that leg, she wins that match.
Yeah, potentially. I think even Kevin Dutz would say that that was the turning point. I think she should take a lot of credit for what was a very good performance. Oh, Jeffrey, what are you up to on 64? You don't see that every day, and I tell you don't hear that every day either. He had 64 left. And he's looking at the Eric Claris book of not using the textbook because he's gone 2 double 16s. Well, if Jeffrey de Graaf is going to be doing things like that tonight, my word, don't take your ears off this.
And that was a deliberate double-double, wasn't it? That wasn't an errant dart. He went double-double, and maybe just a sign of the mood he's in. Jeffrey de Graaf, who, as you said, made a Players' Championship final earlier in the season. I think he played Brendan Dolan, if my memory serves correctly.
Yes, that's correct. Lost in that final. But Sweeting with his first 140 on the Ali Pali stage, and he's definitely got the crowd on side.
Yeah. I guess the objective for Sweeting is now he has got here. Look, we're not expecting him to rip up trees tonight. We're not expecting him to win the game. But what he's got to do is get as much experience as he can and then make sure he's coming back again next year.
The key thing here, and this is something that Nolan van Leuven will hopefully learn from this afternoon, you have to remember how you felt in these moments. You write it down at the end and you think, okay, how do I grade myself when I was on the stage? And what do I do to feel more comfortable in the future? Sweeting already looks better in the second leg than he did in the first leg. That's encouraging. But all he can do there is leave 203 off a score of 22. De Graaf on 264 will soon be on level terms.
Yeah, but only a point behind. So Sweeting's still got the advantage here. He'd love to get an early leg on the board. And he's going to get a chance here to leave a finish. He's at 80 with 2. Tried to come down for the cover, hit big 7. He's not the worst leave in the world, but De Graaf from 204, well, he'd love to fill this up. And he might just be about to do it. Not quite. Well, he's left the old 64 again.
Well, he's not going to go for 2 double 16s again. He might not even get a shot because Sweeting's on 116 and he's got 419s. Double top. And he just wires it on the underside of double top. De Graaf on 64 again. What does he do? He's got for the treble 16 this time, and he's got it. Double 8's missed slightly left, and the adjustment, it was pretty good, but it wasn't good enough. Sweeting for his first leg on the stage at Ali Pali in the first leg for Bahamas. Can he find double 10 with the second dart? Just on the outside with the first. The second's further away. The third has found the mark. And Rashad has got this crowd firmly on his side. It's 1-1 in the first set.
That was a huge start for him. 3 clean darts at double 10, and he gets it the third time of asking.
45.
It's interesting to know he's sweating up already, isn't he, Rashad? Look, he's from a part of the world where we'll be used to it being warm.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But he's under the lights, and it's an entirely new scenario for him. But he's got that first leg, a hold of throw. And Geoffrey de Graaf, just a reminder, having missed a couple of darts to break the throw, that he's not going to get it all his own way.
It's nice to see another country represented here at Ali Pali, here in the 2025 Championship, because when it comes to the Latin American and Caribbean tour that has been started by the CDC that look after North America, in times gone by, it's been Sudesh Fitzgerald and Norman Madu of Guyana that have come here in the past. They haven't done very well. So maybe someone from another country might be able to do a little bit better. And predominantly on that tour this year, it's been Norman Madu and Sudesh Fitzgerald that he's had to beat.
Well, he's in decent order here. He's 8 points in front on the de Graaf throw. 1-1 in the opening set. First of 3 legs wins the set. 3 sets to win the match and set up a second round meeting with Gary Anderson. Not one of the most kindly second round ties you could have got.
Sweeting with 80 in the first 2 darts here. Steady ton.
He looks to have settled now, doesn't he? He was very nervous early on.
Definitely. I think sometimes the nerves can get the better of you, but it definitely looks like Sweeting is warming to the task a little bit. He's got 156 here to win the third leg. He's not going to do it. He's missed the 60 just up top, but he has found the 60 with the second one. He's down to 56. Now De Graaf on 72 for the lead at 2-1 in the first.
And again, he hits the treble 16. That leaves double 12. Wires it on the outside. Well, somehow he managed to get in between the dart and in between the wire. I'm not sure how he did it, but that's 2 missed darts again. And Sweeting, listen to this place now. The underdog has got 56 for a break of throw.
He's got tops for a break of throw. Now it's double 10 again. And he's found it! Oh my word! I will say, hand on heart, right now on talkSPORT 2, that this place has not been this loud in this tournament until just now. We may have found someone that the crowd want to get behind. And this is all before we see Fallon Sherrick on the stage here this evening, who will definitely have the crowd with her.
Well, De Graaf went double-double in the opening leg to win it. He's missed 2 darts in each of the subsequent legs thereafter.
140.
And after Sweeting goes off with 55, De Graaf is all over that with a 140. And again, Sweeting just guilty of drifting
35.
into the 5s. 2 trebles and a single. He can afford himself a smile, but he'll be disappointed inside with that.
He will be. However, this year, it has been the best starting year of his career. Winning in Montego Bay on the Latin American and Caribbean Tour.
60.
But that was a terrible trip. And he also won in Santiago, Chile. 2 places that you wouldn't really associate with darts. But he's done that, and of the 4 events that they held in qualifying for this, he won 2 of them.
Santiago, Chile, Montego Bay. Not a patch on Wigan and Barnsley on the Pro Tour. Nico, you know that.
I will defer my answer. But talking about De Graaf, he's on 206 here. He's got a healthy lead in the 4th leg of the first set.
92.
Sweeting back on 3-1-3. Jeffrey has won in 3 different countries on the Nordic and Baltic Tour this year. He's won in Latvia, in Sweden, and in Finland. But that is a 1-7-1 for Sweeting. 3 treble 19s to lead 1-4-2. But De Graaf, well, he's gone 60. He's gone for the double, the single 18 to lead double, but he's hit a 4 to lead the bull. He's hit an 11 to lead 39. Sweeting has a shot for the set, but it's a big one.
1-4-2. Well, he's hit treble 17. Another one of those. Oh, deflection was unkind. That was not a bad dart. Well, Sweeting is now relying on De Graaf missing.
77.
39 he needs to level up the opening set. 19 for double 10.
He wanted a 7 there. He's missed the single, but he's got a shot at double 10.
He's inside it, double 5, and he's inside that. This is going wrong pretty spectacularly for Jeffrey De Graaf. And Rashad Sweet, he's smiling, he knows what a big moment this is. 65 for the opening set, he's hit the green bit. 2 darts at tops, he's got it! Rashad Sweeting blows the crowd a kiss. The Bahamas are bringing it to the Alexandra Palace. He waves at the crowd. Well, Jeffrey De Graaf opened up double-double. He didn't hit a double for the rest of the set. He looks up at the sky. Rashad Sweeting, the fans' favourite here at the Palace. He's off to a flyer. He's won his opening set. It's De Graaf 0, Sweeting 1.
talkSPORT 2, official broadcast partner of the Premier League.
Sure. How many hours a day do you tend to practice, Michael?
Depends, but minimum 2 hours, 2.5 hours a day.
Wow.
You need to.
Yeah.
But so, not all day. Sometimes I also have a family at home, but when you train, you have to train intensely on the right targets. You know what I mean? There's no point just throwing to the dartboard. You need to set yourself certain targets to make sure you're going to be a better player.
Do you have a coach? Do you ever have anybody kind of look at the way you're throwing?
Coach is a big word, but I speak a lot with Vincent van der Voort. He's a very good friend of me. He's knowledge about. He's been on the tour for a long time, and we speak a lot.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
It's a bit different, isn't it? Because I think when you look at it, you think, right, lads just go up, throw darts.
Yeah, but
obviously it's much better than that. But just to see the tweaks that you have to change, I think he's somewhat for the average person doesn't understand that.
No, it's small pieces can be a massive impact on darts. Do you know what I mean? And for us, that's really important, and especially around the World Championship. You want to work on it. You want to turn up as good as possible.
Yeah.
They never made. You don't want to blame yourself for not doing something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have to do everything to perform as good as possible.
So I was going to say quarterfinals for you last year, wasn't it, Michael?
Disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster. How can I lose that? After that, he didn't win the game anymore.
Yeah. He lost to Luke Humphries next, didn't he? I think.
Yeah. Last year, I was in good shape. I played really well up till that game. Out of the blue, I didn't perform well, but that happened to me too often in the last 2 years. That I played some couple of good games and then a big drop. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you can't always find the answer, but at least you need to try to find one. That makes it a lot easier for yourself.
You've inspired a lot of people in Holland, and you've won the championship 3 times. And Of course, we had Barney. So, is it big in Holland, the actual
Yeah,
live?
of course. I'd
imagine it would be.
Everything is live on television, so that's good.
Live sport continues to deliver here on talkSPORT 2. We're live at the Alexandra Palace, the second of 2 sessions here this afternoon on day 3 at the PDC World Darts Championship. And I dare say there are a few betting slips currently being thrown up into the bin, because Jeffrey de Graaf was expected to run riot against Rashad Sweet in the qualifier from the Bahamas. He won the opening leg with a double-double finish on 64. And then Sweeting came back with finishes of 20, 56 and 65 to take out the opening set. Paul Nicholson, a shock to start us off here. Rashad Sweeting, good value for that opening set win.
Yeah, it's the best 70 average for a set I've ever seen. It's just defiance, getting chances and taking chances. And that will just make him feel so happy right now. It's made 3,000 angry darts fans who are probably thinking, I came here to watch Ricardo Pietreczko, I came here to watch Fallon Sherrick, I came here to watch other players, but actually Sweeting is stealing the show, and this place is like a candy shop right now. Everybody's wanting Rashad to win.
Yeah, they are indeed. It is a busy night of darts ahead. We've got Ricardo Pietreczko against Zhao Chen Zong, Ryan Meikle against Fallon Sherrick to come, and Peter Wright rounds off the night, the 2-time former champion, against Wesley Plazier. He looked nervous when he went onto the stage, Rashad Sweeting, but he looked more than at home at the end of that set. Blew the crowd a kiss. Looks quite comfortable up there.
Yeah, he does now. His doubling has been really good. 3 hits from 7. And what we need to understand is that these affiliate tours that both of these guys are representing, the Nordic and Baltic Tour, and of course the Latin American and Caribbean Tour, it's the tip of the iceberg. We're starting to see more players wanting to get here.
100.
We'll get on to the African qualifier that stole the internet in darts for about 2 or 3 days when Peter Waishuri missed
60.
a massive checkout to qualify for this. But this will be sending shockwaves back to the Caribbean and beyond, and people will be inspired by this.
They will indeed. You are listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Dine out, stay, work out and play this festive season at one of 33 cracking UK locations. Rashad Sweeting might need to book a hotel if he carries on playing like this.
If this keeps happening, Jeffrey de Graaf is going to need the next flight back to Stockholm.
Well, Sweeting's on 2-5-6. Start of set 2. Well, he hit big 5 and then followed it with 2 treble 20s to get down to 1-3-1. De Graaf on 205.
It's pretty useful so far from Sweeting in decent moments. He finds himself on a finish first in the first leg of the second set. He's got 131, single 17 and a single 20, so he's over to the 18s now. Only gets the single, but in every likelihood he's going to get a look at that 76 he's left.
Yeah, he is, because de Graaf can't find the first treble. Hits treble 19. Oh, that's a nice setup in fairness. He's left double 8, but Sweeting's in on 76. Big 16. Tops then for a leg leads. No problem.
This guy can double. 4 from 8. He's 50% on the doubles. This is brilliant to watch. This is what PDC Darts is all about. Finding new talent that you didn't know existed. 12 months ago, very few people were saying, who's that littler kid? 12 months ago, Jeffrey de Graaf was on this stage in the first round, beating the new European champion, Richie Edhouse, from 2-0 down. So if Sweeting does go 2-0 up, we know that de Graaf can come back.
Slightly different version of Richie Edhouse this year. Not the first time he's been 2 sets up and lost on that stage either, but he's now a major winner. Had a great year on the European Tour as well.
140.
Jeffrey de Graaf against the throw is down to 161.
Yeah, Sweeting's down to 221. He's got a 140 there. He's starting to furrow that brow, showing a bit of gumption. He's going to have 81 for a 2-0 lead in the second, and he's 1 set to 0 up. All De Graaf can do is find 56 with 3 singles to leave 105. Sweeting has got 81.
Single 19, treble 10, double 16. Sensational way to go. Might not be the right way to go. Surely he should have gone 12 bull, but it hits the treble 10 and whacks in a double 16 to finish it off.
What is happening here? This is amazing. And Jeffrey De Graaf is standing on the stage like he's been frozen. Listen to this.
The treble 10 was brave. I was actually going to say to you, I think his ball management's been really good. There's been no hesitation. He knows the way he needs to go, but that was a brave move with De Graaf on 105.
Very much so. Statistics and likelihoods tell us that 12 bull on 62 with 2 darts is the right thing to do. 99.99% of players in this tournament would go for that route, but he is just courage with his conviction. He hit it, so we can't criticise it.
No.
38.
Jeffrey De Graaf is shell-shocked here. He won the opening leg, double 16, double 16. We thought, hang on, averaging over a ton in the opening leg. This is going to be a walk in the park. He's not won a leg since. 5 legs on the spin. And after a couple of missed doubles from Sweeting early in the match, his last 4 visits to a double, he's hit them all.
I think the overall average as well for Sweeting, it's irrelevant at the minute because he's averaging 92 in this set. It's what he's doing right now that is doing the damage.
Well, he's got a big smile on his face. There's 3,500 darts fans screaming his name.
58.
Look, whatever happens from here, he'll never forget this experience, that is for sure. But you get the feeling the way he's playing, there might be a few more of these experiences to come.
I think Gary Anderson wants Jeffrey De Graaf to get a comeback here. He wants a neutral game. He doesn't want to play this guy, who would be super popular.
Well, De Graaf from 140 can only find 60, so Sweeting on 146. Can't find the treble 19 with the first dart, does with the second. Oh, and the treble 18 as well. So he's left double 8, and De Graaf has got to take out this 80 to stay in the second set, and he's only going to get 1 dart at tops. Can he find a double for the first time since the opening leg? No, he can't.
Rashad Sweeting is 1 shot away from a 2 sets to 0 lead. You heard that right on talkSPORT 2. What will you hear next? Third dart coming in, and he misses double 8 on the right-hand side after missing it left twice. De Graaf with a reprieve.
Double 10, he's hit big 6, it's double 7, he gets it. Wow, big moment. Rashad Sweeting smiles and nods as his opponent hits the target he needed. 3 darts for a 3 sets to 0 second set win. If De Graaf could hold his throw here and take it to a decider, once again all the pressure will be back on Sweeting.
Indeed, and there's a different kind of pressure on Rashad now. He's loving this experience. Up on the stage, he's got fans and friends in the VIP area. They're loving this as well. But I think it's really important in this atmosphere, which is deafening, by the way, that De Graaf does not inflame the crowd. He's got to go insular, play the game like you're in a bubble, and just try and beat him, and do not engage the crowd, otherwise it could get worse for him. And I think he will play that way because that's the kind of player he is. He doesn't celebrate big.
60.
But on 250, here in the 4th leg of the second set, Sweeting on 3-4-1, it's coming down. And using the 19s, gets 99, so he is 8 points ahead.
De Graaf 250. If he could get this second set, it would be a huge reprieve for him.
Yeah, 2-4-2, 50 behind for Sweeting, who's at the hockey now. Small 5 and a small 20.
45.
That could be a costly 45 score. He's 5 points behind now. De Graaf is retaining the throw, and he's going to widen this gap. 2 treble 20s downstairs. Single 16 leaves him on 56 when he returns, because Sweeting can't finish 197.
No, 40 hit with his opening 2, make that 59 with 3. So 56 De Graaf, 20 for double 18. One missed outside, but the second one goes in, and it's 2-2 now. And all of a sudden, Rashad Sweeting had 3 darts to win the second set. He's throwing to win the set.
Things can change in set format as well, and he won't have played this kind of set format darts before, especially in this kind of environment. Everything is new for Rashad at the minute. The walk on, the noise, the feelings. So far, so good, but everything will be level if he loses this leg.
96.
Yeah. 85 plays 96. Sweeting on throw. He's in the red bit. Another one would be good. A ton, not the worst outcome.
That was a really good ton as well. All 3 darts compacted around that 60 bed, which is where De Graaf is right now. He goes downstairs and gets a 137. Treble 19 with the last dart leaves him on 268. Sweeting on 316. Needs trebles, and he's getting them in the 19s region.
96.
He's on 220. He's prospectively 4 darts away from winning this set. It can't be that easy, surely.
Well, De Graaf there made a bit of a mess of that. He's left 208. 220 for Sweeting. It's big 1, big 20. Needs to come down. Oh, now a bit of inexperience here on show.
And when the nerves are fried, you do make mistakes. They've both made mistakes in their last 2 visits. 208 for De Graaf is not shrunk down by much, but at least he went to the 19s with the last start to leave 164. Sweeting 194 has got 2 treble 20s. He's got 74 left.
Fill it up, Rashad. Fill it up.
Don't do it, Rashad.
Do it.
Don't do it. Oh, he's done it. And he's left double 7. We're about to find out whether that's a good or a bad thing. I play Mark Wilson.
He's playing to the crowd. He's a showman. He's giving the fans what they want.
Now
if it's double 7, nobody will say a thing.
Now he needs to do what he needs to do for himself. Double 7 to be 2-0 up in sets. He's going to split it. 6 for double 4. He's missed high. What does he do with dart 3? He's now missed 5 darts for the set, and he could have his pocket pinched by De Graaf on 107. It's been loud for the last 20 minutes on the stage. Now De Graaf can be the silencer.
He's hit the treble. He's going to get a dart to win it. Double 16 to steal the set. And Jeffrey De Graaf steals the set. Rashad Sweeting had 5 darts to win that set. I'm going to ask the question, Paul Nicholson. If you're going to go for the 180 for me, you've got to go for the double straight up.
Yeah, I think that's true. You leave it any small number. You don't just hit 180s to make the crowd happy. You've got to hit it with some thought. He misses that double 7. You think fair play. He leaves the double with 3 in hand, but choosing to split, he shouldn't have hit the max.
Well, we will be back. It is Jeffrey De Graaf 1, Rashad Sweeting 1.
We had 2 lads on who obviously are trying to establish themselves as the best in the world, and now the new faces of darts. How much does that motivate you to puff your chest out a little bit and say, I'm still the man?
Listen, I've been doing this for 15 years. They've been doing it for 1.5 years. Not even a year. So there's still a long run to go. So we're going to talk in 5 years' time. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant. Brilliant.
But they're doing really well at the moment, and they've been their credit for the sport of darts and how more competitive it is, how better it is.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to the battles. Even I didn't perform well in the last 12 months. I still played, I think, Littler 12 times. I still beat him 6 times. He beat me 6 times. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So but I just mean, as you get older as athletes, you need a new reason, don't you, to get up and do it.
You always, it starts where you need to have joy in what you do.
Yes.
And after that, you need to have dedication, and from there on, and of course, talent. Because without talent, I can practice football 24 hours a day and never going to be a great footballer. But you need the total package has to be right. And always set yourself a target. Sometimes they ask me, what's your target? I love what I do, so that's my target. You know what I mean? I like it. I like to perform on stage and make myself and everyone in the crowd and people at home happy.
Yeah,
that's my target.
Brilliant. Have you been surprised what the year that Luke Little has had? When we spoke to you this time last year, he just won the junior tournament and he was going into the Worlds.
Yeah, but he was always a massive talent.
Yeah.
So of course, what he did since is incredible. Good, but not only that, what do you think Luke Humphries has been doing in the last 18 months?
Yeah.
It's great as well. But I think that's good. More phases, more great battles. People talk about it, then sport gets bigger.
Yeah.
And we have more to talk about.
I've been in the crowd a few times when this man has entertained.
Yeah.
And I will say he's one of the best entertainers I've seen, from not just from darts, from
a performance point of view. Just be yourself, that's enough.
Yeah. But I'm saying you give us in the crowd great moments. And you've inspired a few drinks, let's put it that way.
What a start to the night we have had. Geoffrey de Graaf 1-1 with Rashad Sweeting, but Sweeting, the qualifier from the Bahamas, missed 5 darts to have a 2-0 lead before de Graaf stepped in with a 107 checkout to level up the match at 1-1. The big talking point, that 180 to leave 14. Didn't go for the double, and in the end he paid the price. He'll be thinking about that now, and well, that's the beauty of set play, isn't it? That de Graaf, by winning that 5th leg of the second set, is all level now in the match.
Yeah, that's very true. First set would have made Geoffrey feel a bit shocked, a bit frozen on the stage, but he was given the opportunity to unfreeze himself with that brilliant 107 finish to finish that second set. He got the treble 19, he got the single 18, and he hit that double 16 first time of asking, and it changes this game completely. Rashad started this game with nothing to lose, and then when he found himself on double 8 and double 4 to win that set, he's thinking, oh boy, maybe I have got something to lose here, but it's all scratch now. It's a best of 3 set match. This is going to be really interesting.
It is. 86 the average of Geoffrey de Graaf. Sweeting just a shade under 78. Still to come, Ricardo Pietrezco will be in action against Zhao Chen Zong. Fallon Sherrock, the Queen of the Palace, is in action against Ryan Meikle, and we round off the night. Could be a cracker as well. Peter Wright against Wesley Plazier, who I think has got to play better than he did in his first round win over Asamoto.
If he plays the way he did yesterday afternoon, he will lose 3-0. It's as simple as that. And Peter Wright could use any set of darts from a bottomless bag, because that's how good he is with any piece of equipment. But if he's got prime focus tonight, he's got reps in the tank, and he's got an opponent that is nervous, snakebite will bite him.
Geoffrey de Graaf might be a little bit nervous now. 1-1. And he's in the red bit at the start of set 2. Race to 3 sets. Winner of this one will take on Gary Anderson in round 2. Nice opening from de Graaf, 1-3-1.
What's interesting to me, Mark, is the fact that de Graaf, who is Dutch, but is now representing Sweden, when he was in 7 World Championships as a Dutchman, he never won a match. And then he came to represent Sweden last year after a break from the game. He ends up winning 2. He beats Richie Edhouse, he beats José de Sousa, so effectively, now looking at the history books, he's beaten 2 major champions, and then he lost out in 6 sets to Rob Cross. That was a great performance last year to make the last 32, but there must be something that agrees with him about wearing the blue and yellow of Sweden.
Maybe. Well, he's down to 170 here, and Sweeting is way back on 400. Reduces that by a ton. Not too far off the big fish out shot. He didn't need to take it out, de Graaf, and he leaves himself a handy 72, for which he'll be back.
Should look at the 16s when he comes back. Another ton from Sweeting. But De Graaf has got time on his side. He's going to go for the 20s instead. In fact, why has he gone for the 18s there? He's at a small 4. That's perplexing. What is he doing?
Well, he's left double 18 in the end. You can't even say it was a double-double effort because he was nowhere near the double, was he?
He must have gone for single 18, double 18, which I'm sure Chris Mason would agree made no sense. He does take the first leg of the third set, but I question, in capitals, what is he doing board management-wise in this game? He's made multiple errors, and it's not like Jeffrey to do that.
85.
Pressure. Rashad Sweeting took out the opening set, should really have taken out the second set here on talkSPORT 2. Reminder, tomorrow night, got a double action of Carabao Cup action. Arsenal against Crystal Palace is over on talkSPORT tomorrow evening.
95.
We'll have Southampton, Liverpool, and then Mason, Nico will take you through the closing stages of the darts, and then it's darts all the way on talkSPORT 2.
And Crystal Palace will be hoping that they play better than Jim Long did this afternoon in Crystal Palace colours. Jim didn't play well. He looked like he was playing for Richmond FC, in fact, from Ted Lasso. But he didn't win a set.
No, I think he only won one leg, didn't he? Didn't play very well at all, sadly. Sweeting on his own throw is in good order here. 2-2-1. De Graaf on 3-4-6. Reduces that by 140. So there's a little bit of pressure building now on Rashad Sweeting.
Can you imagine if this game goes to a last leg decider in the 5th set, Mark? What this place would be like? If you offered that to De Graaf right now, we'd say, I'd rather get it done before then, but Sweeting would have your hand off.
Yeah, he would. Well, here. Well, that was interesting. De Graaf there on 206. Hits 2 trebles and surely should have switched, but didn't.
Somebody get him a textbook for Christmas, because obviously he's lost his. And for someone so experienced who has been to the final of the World Trophy in the BDO in the past, this is a peculiar performance from Jeffrey De Graaf. He's got single 10, single 20. He leaves double 18 once again with 1 dart in hand, and he gets it in the bottom right corner for a 2-0 lead in the third. So question his board management, we will, but question his comeback over the last 3 legs, we can't, because he's won the last 3 legs.
Yeah, he has. And I think even the crowd sensed it. I think the crowd knew that that 180 might have been the high point of the night for Rashad Sweeting, because he split the remaining 14 but couldn't take it out.
These Ali Pali crowds are like Venus flytraps. If you want them on your side, you've got to keep feeding them. You've got to give them something to shout about. And right now, Rashad Sweeting, he's got this crowd. They're hungry for something, but he hasn't got any food in his hand.
No, he hasn't. And he's in danger of getting blown away in this third set. Trails 2-0, 1 set apiece. Race to 3 sets in the opening round.
Rashad is not that far from his seasonal average of 75.12. That was a worry coming into this game. He's at 77.5 at the minute, which predominantly will not get you a first-round victory here at Ali Pali. De Graaf's mid-80s average has been maintained since the start. And if those numbers keep continuing, this game will be over by the looks of it in 4 sets.
Yeah, those 5 missed darts at double in that second set. 3 darts he missed at double 8, and the 2 he missed at double 4.
What I will say about the action of Sweeting is it's very good. Great technique. The right elbow's a little bit outside the line, but it's definitely something to work with, like there is for De Graaf here on 116. Textbook 60, 16, and misses the tops just underneath. So he will come back for double 10. I presume, Mark, he's going to go straight for double 10 instead of doing something silly.
Well, he went out 6-7 last time. What's wrong with that?
Don't encourage him.
There you go. Third set in the bank for Jeffrey De Graaf. It got a bit hairy at times, and he relied on his opponent missing, but I think even Rashad Sweeting knows he's in a bit of trouble now.
He is now. Won the first set, this place went ballistic. He was on the verge of winning set number 2, and then he was starting to think, maybe I can win this one. But De Graaf, he's done what you need to do when the crowd is not on your side. You hit trebles, you hit doubles, you keep the crowd quiet. That's a good ton there from Sweeting. He leaves 305 after 6 darts. De Graaf 361, starting this leg with a 140. He's dipping his bread again after dropping the dart that he can retrieve from around his feet. The only time you're told by the referee that you can't throw a dart you've dropped is it's similar to the NFL. If there's forward motion, it will be classed as a fumble and you will not be able to throw it.
81.
Sweeting with a throw at the start of the 4th set. He's on 2-2-4. De Graaf is down to 1-6-1. And he's starting to grow in confidence here, the Swede.
224 for Sweeting. He's got a treble 20 twice. That's one of the best 140s he's hit in this match. He's got 6 of them now. He's left on 84 with De Graaf on 161, which he's not going to take. Big 5 with the first dart. His total score is only 45 to leave 116, and all of a sudden the crowd are back in his corner on this 84 checkout, which he might get on double 12. He's missed it high with the first one. The second one is just so close, but not there. It was so close we weren't even sure if it was in or out.
Yeah, just on the corner. 116 for De Graaf then. Needs to find a treble. Doesn't like the way that first dart is sat. Oh, he's got the treble. That's a great dart. Double 18 for a 116 out. And once again, Rashad Sweeting is punished for missing darts at doubles. He misses 2 at double 12. And De Graaf steps in with his second ton plus out of the match.
That second dart on that 116 checkout for De Graaf. Finding that treble, it was fortuitous to say the least. He's thrown it with such vigour that it's gone through the blocker dart and then only just stuck in the board. Then he hits the double 18, takes the 1-0 lead, and his next visit is his second maximum of the match. He might be speeding up at just the right time.
Yeah. Rashad Sweeting has missed 10 darts in succession at doubles. 3 legs he could and should have won. It can be a cruel game, darts at times. He's had chances, he hasn't taken them.
There's a saying in the UFC that it's not a tickling contest. It's the same for darts. But then again, Sweeting has found a very, very candy-like 180, his second of the match. This time he hasn't left double 7, he's left 2-2-1.
Good response from De Graaf. Down to 1-2-4, Sweeting on 2-2-1, but he's in the red bit again. That second one's just outside, and that last start just wide of the target.
He really does feed off the crowd, doesn't he?
He does. 1-2-4 then. He's in the red bit. 14. Oh, now he went double-double again there, didn't he?
I don't get it. Maybe he was going for 2 singles and laying down the gauntlet on this 136 for Sweeting, which he's not going to find. 2 single 20s and a 60 at the end of it to leave double 18 just in case De Graaf does not find double 16 for a 2-0 lead in the 4th. He's missed. Hit the single 16. The double 8 is to the left. He's got 1 dart left. And he finds the double 8 with the 3rd dart. Every time the crowd try to get on his back, he finds the right shot to press the mute button. He's within 1 leg of the next round in a match with Gary Anderson.
He is. Rashad Sweeting looking for another max. Not quite. 2-2 on the max battle. 2-1 De Graaf leads in sets. 2-0 in the 4th set to Jeffrey De Graaf. You are listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Dine out, stay, work out and play this festive season at one of 33 cracking UK locations. 3-6-1 apiece on the Sweeting throw.
96.
That's a useful 96, using that 19 bed, getting 1 treble and a single. He's on 265. De Graaf just a visit behind, and that 140 is unbelievable. Very Luke Humphries like, hitting the small 20 with the first one, but able to bulldoze his way through and get 2 trebles after that.
95.
He's on 221, but Sweeting is on a 170. Can you imagine if he hit that?
Well, he might have to. He might have to. Only 60 for De Graaf then. He's on 161. Sweeting to blow the roof off the Palace. Can't quite get the first one in. Oh, now he's got to be really careful here. 25 scored from the 170, coming down, can't find cover, so De Graaf might feel he's got 6 from here to win the match.
He may just have. He's got the only ton plus checkouts of this contest of 116 and 107, and they were both really important. 161 is not going to go for Jeffrey of Sweden, so Sweeting has got a chance to stay in this contest, but he's going to need a 126 checkout with De Graaf sitting on 66 for the match. 19 hit, treble 19 hit, bullseye for Sweeting, and it's a nut! My word! What a shot from the man from the Bahamas. He's getting loads of moments in this game. 180s, fans, now a bullseye checkout, and he's not done yet.
Again, the crowd chant his name. He thought it was his goal to go first, and referee George Noble just has to tell him that it's Jeffrey's throw.
Do you know what, Mark? When you're having the experience of your life, you don't want it to end. And when you're on the precipice of someone saying, you're not going to do this anymore at this championship, there's something inside you that starts to say, do you know what? I don't want this to stop. And he's not finished yet, because he's got another maximum. He's 2-1 down in sets, he's 2-1 down in legs in the fourth, but he's not finished.
Far from it, but here comes De Graaf. This has been a really good game of darts.
It really has. Great spectacle on talkSPORT 2. Sweeting has got another 60. He's only 4 perfect darts. My word, we were starting to dream there.
Nolan van Leuven got 6 perfect darts earlier on today. This is on the De Graaf throw. 96 scored, so he's down to 155. Sweeting on 222. He's got to make sure he leaves the finish here. Oh no, that's criminal. He went for 20 on his last dart when he had to move. And now 155 for the match. Well, De Graaf doesn't have to do anything silly here because Sweeting's left a bogey 162. And now he's going to pick his double. And that double will be double 16. Sweeting, little bit of inexperience there.
The one time he's left a bogey number was when he needed to leave something big. He's hit 105 to leave 57, but De Graaf's got double 16 for the match.
Double 16 he gets, and Jeffrey De Graaf eventually gets over the winning line. A warm embrace between the two. What a day for Rashad. Sweeting took out the opening set. Crucially though, he missed 5 darts for a 2-0 lead. That allowed De Graaf to reel off 3 legs on the spin, make it 1-1, and then he reels off 6 of the last 7 legs to win. Rashad Sweeting's all smiles. He's done himself no harm here at all. But here's Jeffrey De Graaf, who is through to face Gary Anderson in round 2. But a game maybe we weren't expecting.
Not at all. That was a nice Christmas surprise. Everybody thought that game was going to be a walkover for Jeffrey De Graaf. It was anything but. But the humble nature of Rashad Sweeting, he's left the stage, just sent a kiss out to the crowd. Some other people would have stayed up there to milk it, not Rashad. He just allows the opponent to have the stage and he walks off. But we are going to remember that name for a while, and I really hope we see him again. He's been brilliant here this evening.
Yeah, 3 more games to come this evening. It's a busy old night at the darts tonight at the Alexandra Palace. We've got the Queen of the Palace later on. Fallon Sherrock takes on Ryan Meikle. Peter Wright against Wesley Plaisy. But next up, it's Pikachu, Ricardo Pietrezco. He takes on the Chineseman, Zhao Chen Zong, who will come out on top in that. We'll find out. Ian Danter and Chris Mason taking you through that one. But in our opening game of the night, Jeffrey De Graaf just about gets the job done. But Rashad Sweeting, he'll be going home a firm fans' favourite here. De Graaf beats Sweeting by 3-1.
talkSPORT.